What's up, YouTube? Rusty Rides Garage back here on the C10. We got some DI heat wrap here. We got some 3/4 wire loops. We're going to go ahead and we already wired them. We take this bundle of wires here that go down the starter, and we're going to throw that heat wrap on it. So it goes awful close to the shorty headers, right up next to the starter. And last thing you want you doing is burning up any type of wires. This one up here, you can tell we already got a Chevy. I believe it's kind of material and kind of rubber heat loom. It's actually factory from GM. We got that going up to the coil and then running down here to the temperature sensor. And what I do is I use an old spark plug boot. I slide the shielding into the boot and then the boot right over the sensor. Same as the oil sensor, works real good. Keeps it nice and cool and protected, but it looks kind of cool. Keeps the nut on the top from getting a whole bunch of corrosion on it. So we're going to go ahead and take that heat shield and trim it down size on this other side, and I'll bring you back. Now what I like to do is I'll take the end, I'll fold it over, and then I'll go ahead and make a cut right here. Then after I put a little cut in it, see, I'll cut this up or just a little slit right there. I'll wrap the zip tie around and close it, and then shove the wires through this center. Like I said, it's kind of a fiberglass and aluminum tape on the outside. I'll shove my wires down through here, zip tie them tight. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, then I'll show you. Now when I get ready to run this down through that heat shield, I like to wrap the end of it in kind of a point. Helps to go through the heat shield better, because it's not quite catching on all the connections and ends. And once you get through the heat shield, just take the electrical tape back off. Alright, there we go. Through the loom. Left a little space up there where all of them split different ways, but that's alright. As you can see, zip tie through on that side, zip tie through on this side. So I'm going to get them all connected and back up to the starter. And then that's when you finish closing up your zip ties and clip the ends. Okay, tying up that zip tie, got all of our wires back in place. So now we're going to take our nut zerks here, put our wire loops on them, and there's 7/16 bolts. Alright, so there we go. That split off to the factory GM heat shielding, and then we got split off to our DIY, design engineering, I believe it stands for. So hopefully our wires will stay really cool. Distributor is back there, all Excel. I finished throwing that together, and then it'd be time for some wires. Start this bad boy up. Well, see what else we got going on the C10. Alright, we got that nut zerk put in. Then dab a little bit more on the firewall, but got that going down to the distributor, up over here to the ignition coil, which is also an Excel high performance ignition coil. There's the chrome master for the brake system. So that's pretty much it. We got all the engine wiring hooked up. We're about ready to start putting power to this thing and start seeing what fires and what doesn't. I think we'll go ahead and jump underneath now, finish up the seam sealing and undercoating on the bottom, and then start putting in the rest of the gas line and the emergency brake bracket. Now we're going to go ahead and do some seam sealer gray. Stuff some good stuff. Supply it with a caulking gun. Wait 30 minutes. Spray your black paint and undercoating underneath it, or on top of it. We're going to go ahead and crawl under the car. Make sure you use some gloves, of course some eye protection. We're going to go ahead and get all of our seams and the rest of our welds covered in this stuff. We got our undercoating nice and smeared out. Since it's a shop truck, not anything show, I really layered it on. So we're just going to go ahead, do a light quick scuff on the rest of this bottom, and then just use some truck bed coating. Nothing special. This is your Waldenlar Rust-Oleum truck bed coating. I like this stuff better in undercoating because it dries really hard, and to me just gives it a little bit more protection. So I'll go ahead and put this on and I'll bring you back. Alright, YouTube. As you can see, we got the seam sealer on. We got all the black undercoating done. Now, when we get done doing the outer rockers, I'll go in where the factory and this, and I'll kind of, it's never going to be perfect, but I'll build up this stuff to where it matches a little bit more of the factory, but I'll do that with a sponge technique after I get the rest of the rocker on here and the door, and I know everything lines up. I'm done doing my welding here, tucking my carpet and stuff. Then at the very last, I'll go back in and start rebuilding that undercoating up to where it all looks somewhat factory. Well, until next time, keep on restoring and keep those hot rods rolling. Bye.